All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I figured I would jump on briefly and kind of walk you through how to figure out your final grades. I know I just posted the guidance from the district and how to do it, but I figured I'd just kind of walk you through one in a video. So hopefully it clarifies some questions that you might have on actually how to figure out these grades and what's going on with fourth quarter, because I know there's some confusion. So hopefully this this helps you clarify what this looks like for the rest of this quarter and the rest of the year. So I'm going to share my screen with you and just kind of take you through what this means. So this is information from the district, and I just kind of want to just go through it, and then I'll show you an example how to actually make this. So if you are in a year-long class, all right, well, let me backtrack. Okay, let me backtrack here. All right. Fourth quarter, your fourth quarter grades. This is basically what we've received as far as fourth quarter grade guidelines. So your fourth quarter is only going to be a pass or an incomplete. All right. It is still not really clear what the difference is between pass and incomplete. For me, if you fall into this category, 0 to 19% of your assignments being completed, which everybody is dramatically above that, you'll receive an incomplete for fourth quarter. That does not mean you failed the class. Okay. The way that fourth quarter is going to work is you are going to receive either 0, 2, 4, or 6 extra points on your final grade. Your final grade is only going to be made up of quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and your midterm. Okay? So this is what your final grade is going to look like. Your final grade is going to be an average of quarters 1, 2, and 3. If you have a year-long class, so let's say you have Honors English 2, you take your quarter 1 grade, you add it to your quarter 2 grade, you add it to your quarter 3 grade. All right? You average that, and then you multiply it by 90%. That's one of them. And then the other part of your final grade is going to be your midterm grade. So your semester 1 exam, that's going to be worth 10% of your whole overall grade. So you take your midterm grade, multiply it by 10%, and then you add those two numbers up, and that gives you your final grade for the year. Whatever you get for fourth quarter will be added to that, okay? If you only have a semester class, so some of you guys are taking language right now and you're only taking a semester class, okay? Whatever, it's a lot easier. Whatever grade you got for quarter 3, if you're taking a second semester class right now, and it's only half the year, whatever grade you got for quarter 3, that's your final grade, plus whatever extra points you get for the fourth quarter. All right, so there's no midterm, there's no exam, there's nothing like that you need to check. So that's just kind of how it works. So I want to show you what this looks like, just so you kind of get an idea, and you know, you're not getting too confused, because I know it is a little different. It's a little strange. So let me pull up this sheet that I sent you guys, and I'm actually going to change it a little bit. Okay. Just so I can kind of explain to you, you know, what this is. So let me just get to a brand new sheet here, and I'll kind of take you through some numbers. All right. So let's say you're in a year-long class. Okay, let's say you're in a full year class, and I'm gonna get rid of all this. I'm gonna start from scratch. All right. If you are in a full year class, the way to figure out your final grade is as follows. Figure out what your quarter 1 grade was. All right. Let's say you got a 79 first quarter. Okay. Go to your quarter 2 grade. Let's say, and again, all this is on Infinite Campus. Let's say you got a, let's say you struggled second quarter. Let's say you got a 62. All right. Now you're going to go to your quarter 3 grade. All right. Let's say, again, it was kind of still a tough quarter for you. You didn't do all that great. Let's say you got a 65. Okay. And then the last grade you need to have access to is your midterm grade, which should be under your second quarter grade in Infinite Campus. So if you go to your second quarter grade, it should say exam grade, but that's going to be for the midterm. All right. And let's say you did really well in the midterm. You studied, you did great. Let's say you got an 80, let's say you got 93, you crushed it. All right. These are the 4 grades that you need to calculate your final grade. So here's how you do it. You take your first quarter grade, add it to your second quarter grade, add it to your third quarter grade. All right. We'll just do some quick math here. So let me just kind of see this. All right. To get my calculator here. All right, so I'm taking 79 plus 62 plus 65. Gives me 206. All right, now I need to take that number 206 and I need to divide it by 3 because I have 3 classes. So I'm figuring out my average. So 206 divided by 3 is 68.66666. All right, 68.66667, right going on. But I'm not done. Now I need to take this number and I need to multiply it by 0.9 because this is going to be 90% of my grade. These 3 quarters is going to be 90% of my grade. The other 10% is going to be the midterm. So this number in my calculator times 0.9 gives me 61.8. So I have 61.8 points right now. Okay, so this is my first number. This is my quarter weight. Now I need to figure out, so this is step 1. All right, now I need to figure out my midterm weight. So my midterm was a 93. I need to multiply it by 0.1, okay, 10%. So 93 times 0.1 gives me 9.3 points, okay? So this is my midterm weight. My midterm weighted points, 9.3. Now I add both the weighted points together, 61.8 plus 9.3. Now I get 71.1. That is my final grade right here, okay? Before I go into any fourth quarter extra points. So if I did nothing fourth quarter, I'm just being very frank with you. If I did nothing fourth quarter, I would have a 71.1 for that class. That's a C minus. All right. If it's a regular class, it's 2 GPA points. If it's so for regular, if it's an honors class, it's a 3.0 GPA points. That's where you stand. Okay. Now, to get for fourth quarter now, here is the breakdown for fourth quarter. So if you do 0 to 19% of the assignments, okay, you get 0 extra points on your final grade. So you would get 0 extra points on this. If you do 20 to 39% of the assignments, you get 2 extra points awarded to this grade. If you do 40 to 79% of your assignments, you get 4 extra points awarded to this grade. And if you get an 80, if you do 80 or more of the assignments, you get 6 or more points awarded to this grade. Okay, so that would mean as follows. Let's say you're locked in with fourth quarter. You're doing 80% or more of the assignments. It's real easy. You just do 71 plus. Let's say you get the extra 6 points. That's the most that you can get in fourth quarter. So now your grade becomes a 77.6, bumps up to a C plus. It's still a 2.0 regular GPA. It's still a 3.0 for honors. All right, so that's just how it's going to work. By the same token, if let's say you're struggling with the virtual learning and you only get to 20 to 39% complete, that means that you would get 2 extra points on your final grade. So this would become a 2. All right, 73.6. This then becomes your final overall grade. That'll show up on your report card. Okay, and that's it. And now if you have a semester class, so if you're a second semester class and you just started third quarter with a class, the only grade you're looking at is third quarter. So whatever grade you got for third quarter, that's your final grade, plus whatever extra points you receive from this quarter. It's the same breakdown. So if you're in a second semester class, let's say you're in like Spanish, and you've got I don't know, let's say you got a 77 quarter 3. That's your grade before you do any work in fourth quarter. Now again, this is where it gets important. Let's say that you do 40 to 79% of the assignments. You get, you're somewhere in that range. That means you're getting 4 extra points. So instead of having a C plus and a 2.0 GPA for regular class, right? Because there's no honors classes that are semester right now. And so you got 4 extra points. That's a huge difference. Now you got an 81 for the class. You got and that's 3.0 for the GPA points. All right, huge difference. So this is just how to break down your grades. So what I would encourage all of you to do is to do the following. I would encourage everybody to pull up Infinite Campus, to go on your grades, to do this on, again, do it in your notes, do it on a Word document, do it on a Google Doc, and actually write this out for every single class. And then I would reach out to your teachers. Then I would reach out to myself. I'd reach out to your Spanish teacher, your bio teacher, your chem teacher, your algebra 2 teacher, and start to figure out, okay, so how many extra points am I looking at right now? Am I at the 70% completion? Am I at 40% completion? Am I at 80% and higher? So you can start to figure out what are your final grades actually going to be, and what classes that you might need to prioritize, okay? Hopefully this was helpful. I know this is a really kind of confusing and uncertain time, especially with these grades and classes, but if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. And you guys have my number and information, so I'll hear from you then. All right. Otherwise, take care, and we'll talk to you soon.